Big news for the Nazca mummies. We've got to talk about this, guys. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. That's right, there's going to be a new hearing about the Nazca mummies. Yes, sadly not in the U.S., but as Josh McDowell reports, the Peruvian Congress has set a congressional hearing on November 9th, 2024, to discuss the Nazca mummies. This hearing will be a public audience of the Cultural Commission and Cultural Patrimony of the Congress of the Republic. The theme of this public audience is the mummies, quote unquote, found in the jurisdiction of Nazca. Josh says, and of course Josh is the son of John McDowell, who is studying the Nazca mummies. He says, in the time I've been assisting in the study of the Nazca mummies, the concern of how to legally, ethically, and scientifically study the specimens has been my primary concern. Without the proper legal authority and permission, any removal of the specimens would be against the laws of Peru, not to mention very likely against the laws, treaties, and customs of any nation to which they were removed for study. I will be providing testimony at the hearing about the legal challenges and potential solutions for further study of the specimens. And that, of course, is going to be very important, as we've heard from Tim Burchett and others. Jaime Maussan, transporting the bodies outside of Peru, getting them to the U.S. or somewhere else where they could be studied in a Western facility. If get Gary Nolan on the case or somebody like that, in order for that to happen would require maybe a change in how things are done, in how these bodies are recognized, or, laws possibly. We'll see how things can be altered to allow better and further study of the Nazca mummies. This needs to be brought to the attention of the Western world so that we can have disclosure in the Western world. Mexico and South America, they're getting UFO disclosure. But the rest of us, we're chopped liver. We don't get UFO disclosure. So, yeah, we definitely need these bodies to be studied in the arena that we are in, right? With scientists and people, doctors that the Western world has faith in. Clearly, there's not enough faith, stupidly, in the Mexican and South American doctors, even though we have, people like the chief pathologist of the Mexican Navy that has studied them. We've had medically trained professors study them. And still, it's not the front page headlines around the world. It's ridiculous, guys. It's ridiculous. So we obviously need some English-speaking people, like Dr. McDowell, to study these. So, yeah, absolutely. I hope they figure that out. And I hope they, bring this information just about the mummies in general to a bigger audience because, boom, guys, we've got bodies, y'all. We've got bodies. We have non-human bodies, likely created by even more non-humans that have been studied by over 50 scientists and doctors who have authenticated them as once living beings that were genuinely non-human. 3 fingers, 3 toes. The human-sized ones have a larger cranial capacity than humans do, different physiology, and there's so many different species and varieties of them. That's another fascinating thing. We have little guys with wing-like structures. There's little wing-like structures on the back. These spindly, long guys who may have been depicted in ancient artwork. That's right, there's multiple depictions of the Nazca beings in ancient artwork, not just in South America, but seemingly around the world. And this could be one of them. It's got kind of a fishtail, which I don't see on the actual specimen, but who knows, maybe it or something similar had some sort of weird tail like that. Very, very interesting. In other Nazca mummy news, we've got a new documentary coming out about the Nazca mummies. When is it coming out? Well, let's give a listen.
question.
Well, all this is really interesting. When can we look forward to either seeing? You said January is the
Yeah,
where
we're in
and
post.
how?
We're in post on the documentary.
And where will that be displayed?
We're not sure yet. We're shopping it around.
What is the name of it so we can look at it and follow it?
It's called "This Is Not a Hoax: The Nazca Alien Mummies."
This is not. Well, we'll write that down so that people can.
I hope you have the biggest success with this. I just hope that it's really success. This was interesting. I'm a skeptic, but this was interesting.
Okay.
Thank you.
What are you guys looking up right now? They're looking up something else.
Okay, and then where are you looking at building the immersive in some place in Mexico? In Mexico
Correct.
City?
We're aiming to launch that in Q1 of next year in Mexico City. It'll travel throughout Mexico.
And what are you going to call that?
It's called The Encounter.
The Encounter.
Correct.
Okay, we'll look that up. When are you looking at launching The Encounter?
In January, February, as a sidecar. Yeah, we kind of want it to be a 1-2 punch, but it's moving so quickly that there's kind of no time to spare. We want to be able to arm the public with an opportunity to get involved and see these and understand what's going on here, because every day, every week brings some new interesting news that seems to corroborate what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know exactly what the immersive experience is. I mean, is this where you can like use VR to go into the tomb itself, the citadel, the laboratory, whatever we're calling it now, where the bodies were found, or at least one of the sites where the bodies were found? Is it something like that? Well, what exactly is this immersive experience? And how does it go with the documentary that they are putting out? Either way, I can't wait to find out. That is something really exciting to look forward to, and it'll be really great. Hopefully, it'll have some new stuff for us who have been following the Nazca Mummy story, but it'll be really great to show people that and I know that may not be on board the Nazca Mummy train yet, but are at least slightly open to learning more about it and might be willing to sit down for a 90-minute documentary and find out about the non-human bodies that we've got that are being scientifically studied by awesome scientists and doctors. So yeah, I can't wait for that documentary to come out. Could be a game changer in public perception, getting this stuff out there. So I think that is amazing. I think that is awesome. And somebody made a timeline of the Nazca mummies. When did they show up? How old are these bodies? And the giant hands, interestingly, have been dated to 5200 BC. So the giant hands are 7,000 years old, guys. That's crazy. But then we have others that are just, 100 years old or so. And it's really interesting. I wonder what that means. Why the giants? Why did they come first? Why did the huge, 3-meter tall beings with 3 fingers and 3 toes, and we've only seen their hands so far? Why did they come first? Were they created by the creator race, which I'm assuming is the case? Did they create them first for some reason? Why were the little guys created later and the human-sized guys created later? Or were they created later at all? Maybe they were hanging out on the ship or underground for all this time, and it was just the big guys that first emerged for whatever reason. And you could say, hey, they were trying to pave the way for the others, throwing a little muscle around, but, we don't know. We don't know. I'd love some answers on that. I would love some answers. I would love some more remote viewing, for example. I was working with a wonderful remote viewer, Anita. Go check out the remote viewing she did where she was able to make contact with the Nazca beings themselves back when they were alive. That's right. It was the target for that remote viewing was something totally different. It was actually the Langley Air Force Base UFOs. But when I was tasking her with that, my mind was on the Nazca mummies, of course. And that's what she was seeing. She was picking up on what I wanted, not necessarily what I put down as the tasking. And, it is my fault as a tasker, but I'm so glad that she got that information because she was seeing the Nazca mummies and how they lived and a little bit of their history, that they had been underground for many years, and that the humans had come along and they had built some structure on top of where the beings were living. And yeah, she was actually able to get that information from the beings, from the Nazca beings themselves. Fantastic, fantastic stuff. Okay, now this is really cool too. We have new information about the implant. Yeah, there's music, so I'm going to have to mute it, and I'll just read it. But okay, new science is being done on the implants, and let's find out what they have to say. As we have reported, and not just the implant, but the beings. On Albert. I'll start from the beginning. As we have reported, the tridactyl known as Albert has a circular and flat implant on the skin of the hip. Samples were taken from this implant in Josefina's pectoral in the Incari Institute of Cusco, sent them to a major national laboratory to verify their metallic composition. Additionally, CT scans revealed that these implants seemed to emit some type of energy. The image analysis allowed us to discover that these metallic pieces are containers that have a symmetrical internal structure. They're emitting energy. What the heck? This caught the attention of metallurgical engineers, who immediately realized they were facing something new. Well, I guess so, right? Just fantastic stuff. Perfecto. Yeah, indeed. Totally incredible. Totally perfecto. This first experiment is interesting. However, it's not conclusive and requires us to depend on the investigation of these implants with the participation of other experts. Okay, well, I can't wait to find out all of that. But I really want to know about this energy that the implants are giving off. What, guys? What does that mean? What were the implants for? I've made several videos talking about the metals in these implants, particularly osmium, that has been found in a couple of them, which, we regular old humans weren't using until a couple of hundred years ago. So, these beings were using this very rare metal many, many years ago. Fascinating stuff. Obviously needs to be corroborated and confirmed, as does all this research. But the research is being done, and they are finding fascinating things, like potentially energy being given off by the metal. So let me know what you think that energy is and what those implants were used for, and everything else covered today. What do you think we're going to find out on November 9th with the new hearing? Is it all going to be, procedural stuff talking about how better to study these bodies? Is there going to be new information about these bodies revealed? I can't wait to find out, guys, but let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the like button and the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook, Twitter, Discord links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below. See the link. If you're a science fiction or fantasy fan, you enjoy reading those types of books, well, I'm a novelist. You might enjoy some of my books. Again, see the link below. Or you can become a channel member, because channel members are rock stars, and I really, really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.